a bio data set here, ESS, ecology, and I have two locations, disturbed, undisturbed, and I'm wondering whether there's a difference in the abundance of saplings in these two locations. And so I've done a random sample from each particular location, and so we'll have a look at this now. The problem is, if I take this data as it is, I can't really analyze it using data classroom. Sure, I can put equals average, and I can drag that across, and I can put equal standard deviation of the data set, and I can have some comparisons of both data sets. So look, almost double the mean, similar spread of variability, right? Similar standard deviation, so that's great. But to put this into the Great Data Classroom and get a really good visual, I have to change it from kind of short form here to long form. So let me show you how we do that. I'm going to put location here, and I'm going to put abundance here. Now see what we do. I'm going to take all of this data here, Command C, I'm going to do Command V, and then this location was actually from the disturbed site. So I'm just going to put disturbed here. Now this is how Data Classroom can actually draw wonderful graphs for you. And this is going to be the undisturbed site. Okay, and this is going to be the data from the undisturbed site. Command C, Command V. So once we put into this form, now we're sorted. Okay, so this is going to be our data that we're going to put into Data Classroom. So Command C, open up Data Classroom. I'm going to import data with this button here. Paste data from a spreadsheet. I'm going to call it here. This is going to be 2 sample t-test. 2 sample t-test for bio, ESS, also geography, also sports, exercise, health, science. They all, and also maths, of course. All might use a 2 sample t-test. This location is going to be, can you see, categorical, so categories disturbed, undisturbed. Abundance is a numerical value. Hit the graph, switch to graph tab, click show and show. Click on this. Now it's not really a scatter graph, but you'll see what happens when we press X here and Y here. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so you can see the disturbed location. Here are all the dots. Each of these dots is an individual sample value. And you can see that it looks like that the undisturbed is clearly a lot higher than the disturbed. We can have a look at the descriptive stats for each, and we can have a little look at the values right here. And can you see the mean and standard deviation, the same as what we had before? We can have a look now at the standard deviation drawn and the mean on the graph. And notice your graph tells you that you have dots show the mean, error bars above, and below show the standard deviation. That's great. We can get an appearance on the graph. We can make the point size bigger or smaller. You can have a little play with this. Down here you can add a title. Okay, and you can obviously type in whatever stuff here that you want. Okay, you can make that nice, and then there's lots of other things you can do. But I think more importantly, we want to know that for sure almost double the abundance, let's say, in the undisturbed versus the disturbed. But that was just for your particular day that you did the sample. Think about all the factors that were at play on that particular time, that particular day. And what if you went and repeated it over and over again? Would you still get this significant difference if you did it over and over again? Well, there's a test for that. It's called the hypothesis test. And we click this magic button here, and it tells you that we are running a t-test. That's the coffee machine. So we go ahead here and we click calculate, and we see what the p-value is for this test. And if p is low, we have significant evidence to suggest, there we go, look, p is less than 1%. It's extremely strong confidence that the groups are different. That means you have significant evidence to reject a null hypothesis, which is that there is no difference in abundance between two locations. And you've got significant evidence to suggest that undisturbed has significantly more than disturbed. I hope that helps.